Gamer Joba, dear students. Today it's my pleasure to introduce you to our instructor, Vladimir Kadurin. Hello, Vladi.
Hello.
Vladimir will be leading our iOS app development with Swift course. And today we hope that you will be able to learn more about him, about what this course is going to be, and what are the benefits after certification. So, Wadi, can you please tell our students more about yourself, your experience, and how many years have you been in the IT industry?
Hello again. I'm Vladimir. I have been an iOS developer for more than 8 years now. I actually started with iOS and Mac development more than 10 years ago. I was one of the first adopters of the Mac PCs in Bulgaria. So basically, when I got my first Mac, it was not really widely used. So actually, it was very hard to use one because nothing was really compatible with everything else, which was Windows based. So as one of the pioneers of the Mac and iOS development in Bulgaria, I started with actually online trainings, just trying to kind of build knowledge around iOS development. It was just in the beginning when Apple opened up the development SDK, so third-party developers could build apps for the App Store and actually start selling them. So initially, I just started it as like a hobby. I didn't really thought that it will be something that I will be doing for a living. After that, I went into university, computer sciences. Unfortunately, the curriculum there was not really focused on development for iOS, but more on the general programming languages like Java, C, C++, and so on. So again, I continued to just develop my skills myself, and slowly I started building small applications that like a little bit more complex ones. And around 9 years ago, there was a big company in Bulgaria that organized a course in iOS development. So I decided to join. I already had some experience working by myself, but I thought it would be a very nice thing for my career, and could become actually my career. So I started this course. I finished it with excellence, and like a week before finishing the course, the best candidates were offered jobs. And I was actually offered a job as a junior iOS developer. I accepted it, and that's how I started my career. This was, as I said, more than 8 years ago. Then I was an iOS developer, like climbing the development ladder for a couple of years. In 2 or 3 years, I became a senior iOS developer in another company. I was given more and more responsibility. And around 5 years ago, I actually started leading whole teams that were doing iOS development initially, and after actually mobile development, both iOS and Android. So I started developing my like higher level architecture experience, building applications that can scale. I started working on applications that were literally used by millions of users. They had to be like 99.9% to have 99.9% uptime, to be used by literally hundreds of thousands of people at the same time. So this was really when I started to think about the small things, the small details, the things that can be improved. And since then, I have built, I'm not really sure, but for sure more than 100 applications. I have worked on at least on 100 applications. Some of them I have actually built from scratch by myself, but for most of them I have worked in a team where we build them together. And I was mainly responsible for like the higher level architecture, for delegating the work and actually building them to scale. So yeah, this is briefly my experience in terms of areas of the applications. I mean, they're literally in almost every business area: pharmaceutical, sports, e-betting, auto logistics, online payments, almost everything. I have worked both in product companies, so building our own products, and I have worked also in outsourced companies, so basically jumping from a project to project. So I really have touched on a lot of different areas in the development and also in the business. So I think I have seen a lot.
That sounds really interesting and amazing, actually. You have made so much and you've seen so much things, developed many apps. In your opinion, is this course for beginners, or should every candidate know something before they start this course, or what's your opinion on the topic?
So this course is, I have created the plan for the course in such a way that a wide variety of people can benefit from it. So it's definitely for beginners. The only actual requirement is people to be familiar with the concept of object-oriented programming in any language. It doesn't need to know the programming language for iOS development in particular, but they should be familiar with the main concepts of programming. So it is for people that already know how to code, but definitely not for people that are already aware with the specifics of the iOS development, with the hardware that you are building on, and so on. And I'm a strong believer that such course can really give you the necessary knowledge to jump into iOS development only if you just know the basic concept of programming. In this course, we will start from the syntax of the programming language. So as I said, you don't need to know it. By the way, the language is called Swift. So we will start with the basics of this language. We will learn about how to use it. Then we will jump into more specific iOS development topics. And the most important part will be to actually build live application from scratch, so people can really see how theory is applied in practice. And I really hope that they will get kind of familiar with the whole life cycle of developing a project, from creating the project, setting it up, creating the code, adding the logic, then preparing the application for submission to the App Store, and even how to manage kind of basic marketing strategy. I mean, how to set it up in App Store, is it paid or not paid, what is required, because Apple has very kind of strict guidelines in terms of what you can sell and what you can offer to your users.
Great. During the course, will the candidates have projects that they can show maybe at a later date, put in a CV, or is it projects during the exercises that they will be just making to understand the module, the current module? Because I know that this course is structurally based from the beginning, advancing every level, making harder and harder, longer and longer codes. So will there be in the end a big project that they can maybe put it in their CV, or is it strictly for understanding the current exercise?
Actually, there will be a mix of small and a little bit bigger projects. So during the course, they will have small home assignments, which sometimes will be a reading assignment, sometimes will be to do some research by themselves, or they can, for example, add a little bit additional functionality on the thing that we have built during the course, which will be very small project, maybe not that suitable for to put it on CV, but kind of to practice everything that you have learned. But at the end, we will have like a final project, which will be most probably team-based. I mean, it depends on the group and the preference of the people. I mean, they can do it alone or they can team up with other people. I will encourage them to team up with other people. But basically, there will be a small project which will kind of try to apply. I mean, they will have to try to apply everything that they have learned during the course into building an application of their own. And here, in terms of topics, I mean, it will be widely open. I mean, people will can basically build whatever they want. I mean, it can be a property, an application for selling real estate properties. It can be a game. It can be whatever they want. They just need to kind of build functionality that will show everything that they have learned. In this project, it will be kind of big enough. So it will, I think it will serve a good purpose in terms of showing it after that together with their CV, because as I said, it will be really a fully functional application, which I would say is kind of fitting the requirements for a junior developer. So a junior developer would be expected to kind of be able to build a similar application in terms of complexity. And this is what we will try to do as a final project at the end of the course.
So yeah, thanks. So everyone who completes the project makes it, they can definitely use it as an impact in their CV to help them out find a job.
Yes.
So in your vast opinion and knowledge, what should, let's say that the candidate has successfully finished this course, done everything, homework, etc., certified himself, what should his next step be? Should he start immediately to look for a job or maybe do another course, or what's your opinion?
I mean, I can share how it worked with me. I think the best thing for a developer to do will be to kind of start looking for a junior iOS development position. This will be kind of the best thing to do. But in the meantime, because it can take some time, maybe a month or 2 months, in the meantime, they should definitely start building other projects of their passion. They can even use the final project and kind of enhance the functionality so they can learn more and more. But I think definitely the best way for them to continue is to really start looking for a junior position or internship. I mean, I think both are suitable, where they can actually apply their knowledge immediately and kind of enhance it. And I think the other thing that they will need to learn when they have such a position is that development is just one piece of the job, but there are a lot of development processes. There is a lot of kind of teamwork, organizational work that you need to know in order to kind of be fully functional at a position in an IT company.
Okay, so according to your personal observation, what is the demand for such a professional that's junior? Is it high, low, rising? Are they constantly looking for new people? What's your opinion?
I mean, my opinion is that currently the market for mobile developers is growing a lot. So I think that every company that is currently doing any business that have online presence, they either already have a mobile application or they want to have a mobile application, because as we all know, mobile smartphones are getting kind of smarter and smarter. I mean, people are doing almost everything on their smartphone. It is almost as powerful as my laptop. So basically, every product now has a mobile version, and the products and the companies that don't have mobile applications right now, they're planning to have such. So I think the demand for mobile developers as a whole, it will be growing more and more, and especially in markets abroad. I mean, Europe is one market, but in the States, I mean, the adoption of Apple products is huge. It's way more than Android, for example. I think there are a lot of opportunities for building applications for the US market. In terms of junior developers demand in particular, it depends on the company, but for my experience, every company has a mix of developers. I mean, if a company has a mobile team, the mobile team is never just senior developers. There is a mix of senior and junior developers for a few strategic reasons in the company. So basically, every company that has the mobile development team has a need of a junior developer. And recently, I mean, the demand is way more than the supply, which basically means that finding a job that now is a lot easier than, for example, like 5-10 years ago when I was starting. Now, companies are giving a chance to a lot less experienced people because they just cannot find the necessary amount of people to do the work. So now it's definitely easier to find a job, and if you really want to do that, and if you're really smart and just want to improve, I think there will be no problem for you to find a position, stay on the position, and grow very quickly.
Thanks a lot. So I have a couple of questions here. One is that the candidates are asking is, what would you recommend to all new students in order for them to get successfully certified? This is maybe regarding the course. What should they do? Should they prepare something in before to help them study, or should they, I don't know, do a lot more homework, extra stuff?
I mean, the course is organized in such a way that we will go through everything that they will need in order to get certified. The certification is a mix of both theory and also practical questions. So you should be familiar with both. I know that some developers they want to do everything in practice, but are not really good in theory. Well, in that particular case, in order for you to get certified, you have to be good at both. I think if the students are doing their homeworks and if they're really paying attention during the course, they will be able to get certified without a problem. But I think the certification is just the first step. So if people really want to improve and really want to become good developers, they need to spend as much time as they can. Additionally, I mean, not only during this course, but even when they start a job, I mean, they need to kind of learn as much as possible, try new things in order to get experience as fast as possible. This is important, at least for the few, like 2-3 years in your career when you're not having enough experience to feel comfortable. But in the same time, I mean, you want to kind of jump the ladder as fast as possible.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that's pretty much all of the questions that you have for the candidates. Would you like to say something a little bit more encouraging for them to join this course, to give them a motivational speech?
As I said, I think mobile development, the demand for mobile development will grow in the following years. And actually, for those that don't know, it is expected in the next few weeks, Apple to become the first 3 trillion company, which is, the first in history. So Apple is here to stay. I mean, they're not going anywhere. So iOS development will be something that will continue to grow. And I think it's a safe bet. I mean, if you're currently starting your development career and you're kind of wondering, should I study iOS development, Android development, or Java, or C, or C# or whatever? I think really iOS development is a very safe bet because mobile devices are here to stay. Apple is here to stay. There will be a huge demand for mobile application in the next years. And if they now enter iOS development and kind of grow quickly, I think they will be able to achieve career success for sure.
Yeah, so there will definitely be a future for iOS development.
Yeah.
Well, okay, thank you very much, Vladi. Thank you for sharing your vision, your experience to our students. We hope that today's interview will help our audience to make the final decision whether this course is suitable for them or not. And I should mention that every student should apply for the desired course by December 30th, because that's the last date. And I guess that we'll be seeing you again in February when the courses start. So thank you again very much for the time, for your knowledge.
Thank you too. And hopefully we see each other soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.